is over.
What the actual?
I think Joe is having a meltdown. He's going crazy. Joe, you okay, man? You okay?
What the hell happened? That was the big scene that we planned this for a week. What the hell happened? We planned this thing since last week, and look what the hell happened. Oh my God, this is pathetic. Who is responsible for this? Who the hell is responsible for this? This is the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire. What an embarrassment! Who the hell? Yeah, I know who it is. I know who's responsible for this, Jeff. I know who this is. I know who's responsible. I know who it is. I know who. You know who it is? It's my milkman. My milkman that I haven't seen since I was 4 effing years old. He hasn't brought any milk to me since I was 4 years old. He's been gone since then. I've never seen him come. My damn milkman is doing this. That's who did it. My milkman effed up our entrance. My milkman effed up our entrance, Jeff. What in the hell is going on here? How the hell did he get in here and mess up my entrance after I'm 47 years? 47 years, my freaking milkman came and messed up our entrance. Jeff, I can't even, oh my God, I am so mad. How could this happen? We built this up all week long. My freaking milkman ruined it. My milkman ruined it. Oh my God.
I blame it on Wile E. Coyote. I mean, he was supposed to give me the hookup with Acme, and apparently we got that crap. So, I mean, my God, that's wow. I mean,
all these guys in the chat. Look at this, Jeff. We have 41 people in the chat. 41.
Everybody came in early, and
all these people took the time out of their day to come in here, making sure they listened to me, and they came in expecting this big, humongous thing. And what the hell? Look what happened. Look what the hell happened.
I mean,
my damn milkman ruined the whole freaking show.
I mean, talk about a letdown.
Oh my God. How can anyone do that to anyone? How can anybody do that to anyone? Oh my God, this is horrible. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever been a part of. This is horrible.
How can one hype up something so much and then have it fizzle out the way that just did? I mean, dang it.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I don't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. All you guys that see, well, look what's going to happen now, Jeff. We're going to lose the whole audience. They're going to leave. They're going to leave, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them. They're going to just walk out.
They're going to just walk out. All they're going to talk about is the really crappy opening that we had. That's it.
Yeah. When they talk about what was the Insider's biggest ever opening, that what they're going to remember, they're going to remember this. They're going to remember this.
Yeah.
This is what they're going to remember. Oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is just as a. All right. Well, I'm going to take a deep breath now. And
Woosah.
all right, now we're gonna move on. Oh, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed our little. Well, it was very little.
Chris, make jokes at any point, man. Make jokes at any point about the disappointment that eruption was supposed to be. It ended up not being anywhere near that. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I hope you enjoyed that. I think some of you may have guessed. It kind of looked like some of you did. I know a couple people are saying explosions were quoting and stuff like that. I think James Chadwick said something about it. James, and poor James. There's James saying, I don't know if I'm going to make it and stay up. And then I said, oh, you damn well better stay up. And then poor James, you can certainly go to bed now. Don't stay up anymore on our account. Look, I had to do it. I really thought it was, I thought it was funny. And again, if you can't, we were excited for this, says Conrad. See, look, I can't, it's just, it's funny stuff. And it's every now and then you just have to have a little fun with some stuff too. And look, I know, this was the big news. This is the big news that came out. And in fact, that's what we're going to lead off the show with as soon as we get some stuff out of the way. But listen, thank you all for coming out. Really, really appreciate you joining in on the fun and the joke. It's funny stuff. Jeff made the intro. Thank you, Jeff, obviously, for doing that. I wish we had, if we would have taped the show, we could have done it where I could have got bleeped, because you could do that kind of stuff when you record stuff, but obviously we're live, so it's a little bit different. But anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks to those who are staying actually now, because I couldn't blame you if some of you just left. Because I'm sure that's probably what happened when, a lot of this kind of stuff happens as well. So yeah, but thank you. Thank you for all being here. I will say hello as things go by. I know there's a lot of people that were in the chat to start off, so it's a little tough to do that and go all the way back. So I'll kind of do that along the way. But anyway, thank you for joining us. It is a Thursday night. And as has been the case for the last few weeks, we have a lot to talk about. A lot of news coming down the pike. We had an NWA signing today that went very awry. Yeah, not good. Not a good way for them to start and bring people back. Brodus Clay. I don't know if you guys saw it or heard, but it's all over the socials and people are not happy. Brodus worked for a TV affiliate and was sending nasty pictures, let's say, to a lot of women. And now he's in the NWA, and the NWA is getting blasted on social media because of it. So that was just something that happened today. Becky Lynch's father, thank you, Gus, has passed away. Obviously, condolences, as I said on Twitter, to her and her family as well. Yes, very, very sad that happened. The Wednesday episode of South Park was more lit than the paper. Yeah, that was a funny episode. I watched that last night. It was good for some chuckles. Yes, South Park's always good for that kind of stuff. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff. We also got the WrestleMania week schedule as well, which we're going to have to make some decisions with that. And decide what exactly we're going to do, because that's a really, really, really busy week. And I'm thinking, just from the sake of our show, we probably will stream Raw, because that's going to be the last Raw before Mania. And with Abby's window and stuff like that, we're more than likely going to get something from Alexa or Bray leading into Mania. So we will probably stream Raw. Tuesday, we can't. I know the Hall of Fame is that day, but we won't be able to do that because we have our Impact stream, so we'll have Impact on Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday is NXT TakeOver. Tazzie's in the chat. So obviously Tazzie, Tazzie's going to be doing NXT TakeOver. If Tazzie wants us to be with him like we were for the last pay-per-view, we're more than happy to do that. If not, obviously Tazzie will have NXT for you either way. And then, oh my gosh, then it goes to Friday, which is SmackDown. That's going to be the night we're going to probably have to do our prediction show. Well, we have to. So that will be the night we do our WrestleMania predictions, which will be Saturday or Friday night, probably after SmackDown is over. And then, of course, the 2-night thing from Saturday and Sunday, we will do both. So that is going to be a crazy week. We will not have a podcast that week. We just can't. There's not a day we could do it. So that'll be an insane week that's coming up. Obviously, the rest of this week. So Saturday, we have Sacrifice. Sacrifice is now become, because of what happened, a must-watch show. You all heard it. If you watched Impact, you know that the winner of Rich Swann versus Moose now takes on Kenny Omega at Rebellion, and it's belt for belt. So whoever wins gets 2 belts. They get the AEW belt, and they get the Impact title. Like it or not, we'll talk a little bit about that further in the show. But Sacrifice is going to be a big show. We will be streaming it. Sapphire, yeah, I'm calm now. I'm okay. I'm okay, really. But yeah, we will stream Sacrifice on Saturday, so we'll be here for that. So don't forget to join us for that, because that should be a really big show. Lots of great matches in there. So make sure you're there for that. Make sure you join Tazzy as well for his after party tomorrow night following SmackDown festivities. And yeah, and then of course we go into our regular schedule a little bit next week, but lots of stuff. So, all right. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to go down the list. I'm just going to welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Kevin Hefferner. Does anyone think it's time for Bray to come back now? Alexa and Randy have become very repetitive. Okay. All right. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion, dude. Hello all to Kevin. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Would really love for you to do that. I think we're 4 away. I think we're 4 away.
Actually, let me do a live
YouTube sub update.
A live update brought to you by the wonderful folks at Acme. They do such a great job with everything else, like explosives. All right, John. Live update. We are 2.
We're 2 away, 2 subs away from 1325, and that means the non-PG stream is 2 away. If you guys know anyone that has not subbed to our channel, or if you are new tonight in the chat, sub to the channel, because we're 2 away from doing that non-PG stream, which means we will watch an old TNA or Impact pay-per-view, and we will do it non-PG style. So anything goes. Jeff was so angry that he blew his hair off, which ironically caused a bigger bang than AEW ever did.
I had dreadlocks until Sunday.
Jeff had dreads. He had a long set of dreads. Oh my God, that's great. But yes, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like, even though maybe you're a little mad. I mean, if some of you are a little mad, I can understand that. So you can give us a little mad face. I would understand. But we're just trying to entertain. We're just trying to entertain. But yes, make sure you hit the like button before you leave, or while you're here, whenever, and hit the notifications button if you want to find out when we are streaming. Okay, we've got a big thing to talk about. So let's get right to it, Jeff. And I think our lead-in is going to lead right into the first thing that we're talking about, I believe. Yes, title versus title. So we mentioned this, Sacrifice. This was announced at the end of Impact. We didn't know who that person was. Conrad says subscribe to. Thank you, Conrad. We appreciate that. Rusty says, boo, you suck. We deserve it. We deserve it. I get it. We deserve it. Sapphire, it's going to be 18 plus. It's going to be 18 plus. It has to be. When you do stuff like that on YouTube, you got to make it 18 plus. Yes, Don Callis was the guy in the office. They came out, and Scott D'Amore came out to the ring. Moose was in the ring. Scott D'Amore came out and told him what the stipulations were, and that it was going to be title for title. And then we saw Mr. Callis on the phone. Obviously, it looked like he was on the phone with Kenny Omega, and saying that everything we're planning is coming to fruition. So everything is like we planned. And then it goes back to the collector, right? The collector comment saying he was going to be the collector. He's not the cleaner. He's the collector. So leads people to think, is Kenny going to take every title? Is he going to take the one from Impact? Is he going to take the one he already has, of course, from AEW? He's got that one that he took from, I think, from Lucha, didn't he? I think he has a title from, yeah.
Right.
So, and then there's people saying that he could even be taking Nick Aldis's title. So I don't know. We'll see. But in any case, we knew because of the little Omega symbol, that Rebellion, we mentioned that months ago, that Kenny Omega was going to be part of Rebellion, and he certainly is. Now, the question is there going to be anything else involved with that? Are you going to see other things from Impact versus AEW? Are you going to see New Japan involved with Rebellion? We don't know. So, but yeah, Jeff, I mean, first of all, thank you to everybody who came out during that Impact stream, because we had a big crowd for that. And I'd imagine some of it was probably because of this ending. People read things early, and I'm sure people wanted to come out and find out. So thank you for that. But, people reacted in many, many, many different ways. There are some people who are big fans of Impact that are not at all happy about this. People thinking that Impact is finished, that it's over, that Impact is done, toast, that they were bought and it's done, that whatever happens here, if Kenny takes that belt, there's no one left on Impact with a title, with the main Impact title. That is now off the show. So, and then they're thinking that Kenny is not going to be on the show much. Kenny is obviously an AEW superstar, not an Impact one. So, so a lot of different reactions. Some people are saying, well, maybe he won't win. Maybe Moose will take his title and he'll have both. Well, that would certainly be a pleasant surprise, I think, to a lot of people, if that would indeed happen. Moose has looked very unbeatable the last couple months, but the thing that everybody questions is, would Kenny do that? So, Jeff, tell everybody, let everybody know what you're thinking about this. I think you kind of were always leaning towards this being long-term storytelling from both companies. Still feeling that way, or are you kind of getting some mixed reactions now?
I'm still feeling that way.
Okay.
There is a chance that Moose could win. I think if they do that, then we move from AEW making fun of Impact to, oh crap, this is a real war now. And then we start to see them like really battle back and forth and that kind of stuff. But I do think this has been the plan. Not very many other podcasts or people that cover Impact brought up the Omega symbol on Rebellion. We did. Joe and I sometimes we are so humble with stuff that we say and call, and we rarely ever give ourselves credit for stuff. I mean, we saw this writing on the wall, and a lot of people didn't. So I definitely want to say that, for those people who watch us every single week, that we've called this. So I honestly, Sacrifice was good before this stipulation, and this just adds fuel to that fire, in my opinion. Conrad asked, and we can get into this more when we talk about Sacrifice and our what to watch for segment, but I actually do think FinJuice has a chance.
Yeah, me too.
I'll talk a little bit more about that, but yeah, definitely that. But yeah, I think this is just, I think this is what they had planned on. I think you can expect to see, I think you can expect to see NWA involved at some point. Same thing with New Japan. I wouldn't even be surprised if Ring of Honor or MLW end up as a part of this. Same with AAA. So just expect, this big conglomerate of promotions to get together at some point. And I think it could very well be sometime during the summer where we see a big, gigantic show that involves most of these companies.
Yeah, I would agree. Here's why, guys, I don't think that Impact is going to die, okay? Because I know that was a big comment, but I think logistically, and I look at things from I look at things sometimes from a business standpoint and a money standpoint. Logistically, Don Callis has stakes in Impact. So to me, it doesn't make sense that he would bury that. I might be wrong, but it doesn't make sense to me that Don Callis would bury that company because it wouldn't. Now, they may have to make some wholesale changes because of NXT possibly moving and all that kind of stuff. They're going to have to do. Yeah, like Conrad said, Impact's numbers are up. You're right. I mean, and they're getting good reviews. Like Bleacher Report, dude, they love the show. In fact, they were talking about it, a couple of days ago, saying that, they're almost disappointed that they may have to move off of Tuesday because they just had their home there and they've been doing a really good job. But see, that's why I kind of don't think that they will bury that show. Because I think they are like Conrad said, I think they are on the rise. I think people are seeing the value. And I think I just don't think that they would bury it right now. Time will tell. None of us know. But I would tend to agree with Jeff here in the fact that I think this is going to be the fantasy booking, the long-term storytelling. C says, I don't see Tony Khan allowing Omega to lose the title. Well, that's the yin and the yang. That's the other side of it. If Tony Khan is all right, if you have a hierarchy and Tony Khan is up here and then Don Callis is down here, and then if that's the hierarchy, then of course then the decision is his. If there's something going on with Impact with Tony Khan that we don't know about, then maybe they won't want their champion to lose the title. I mean, obviously they're setting up a thing now with Kenny Omega and Christian. They showed that on the show last night. Christian came out and got in his face a little bit. So would that be as exciting without a title involved? I don't know. And we're not going to know until we find out what the show is. So it's interesting. It was quite surprising. We didn't see it coming right then, but we knew that Kenny was going to be involved. We just didn't see how. But the fact that it's title versus title, that I didn't expect.
Right.
That I didn't expect. So
now I will throw a wrinkle in here. And by the way, we have officially hit 1325.
Hey! Woohoo! There you go. Yay! Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. So there you go. 1325. So we now will have our non-PG stream. Thank you to those that subbed. And so now the next thing is you guys are going to have to let us know what TNA/Impact show you want us to stream. So wow. We're going to do this. Here, this is how we'll have to start it. I will put out a general post on Twitter right after the show. Okay. And I'll just leave it there and I'll say the same question, which Impact or TNA show do you want us to stream? I will just let you guys go at it, respond to the post, let us know which one you want. I'll tally them up and I'll try to get them into like 4, maybe 3, a top 3, and then I'll put it out as a poll. And then I'll just let everybody vote. Whichever vote wins, and that's how we'll do it. Okay, so that's how we'll do it. So I see TX Base Razzling Fan said TNA Victory Road 2011. Save your votes. Make sure that you're on Twitter. If you are not on Twitter, oh boy, hit us up
on YouTube.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Put the comment right on our video. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, put the comment right on this video. Comment right below in the comments. Yeah, that's perfect. So if you're not on Twitter, comment in the video tonight and let us know. Because we really, like I said, we want to make sure that we get this fair. We want to have something that everybody's interested in. And so we'll put it to a vote. You guys will vote. Once the votes are tallied, then we will decide when to have the stream. So, and it will definitely be non-PG. 18 plus is non-PG. So, okay. All right, Jeff, what's our next topic?
Before I go there, I was just going to say what they could do is have a non-finish at Rebellion. Mm-hmm. And we get a invasion from Nick Aldis or, someone from New Japan, just keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. All right. What is next?
Surprise, surprise.
Yay! the big surprise. Well, look, I think hey, I like Christian. I do. I've always liked Christian. I think he's great. I think he works hard, which of course you could see by his shirt is his persona. That's his new personality. And Jeff, of course, yes, Jeff called it. Jeff called it again. Yes. So Jeff's. I'm telling you. Dude, would you start picking lottery numbers, please? Pick lottery numbers. Man, but yeah. So Christian appeared. He was the mystery person. Everybody thought everything from CM Punk to Kurt Angle to Bully Ray to Tommy Dreamer to, oh my God, people were saying women's names. People were throwing everybody out there. Brock Lesnar. It was Christian, and I think it got a little bit spoiled probably by the fact that everybody found out that he did not re-sign with WWE. That kind of you know what's funny? I wonder who broke that story, because that happened a few days before the pay-per-view. I wonder who broke that story, and I wonder if it wasn't someone involved with WWE, because that would be a good old right up the you-know-what of AEW saying, all right, we're going to just spoil your big shock. So it could have been the case. I was thinking, like, when did this come out? I had to check, and I think it was Thursday before the pay-per-view that they mentioned that. So after that happened, everybody kind of figured, I think everybody kind of had it in their mind that, all right, he never signed with WWE. Chances are he's been on Impact before. Yeah, it's probably a good chance that it's Christian. So, and it was. So Christian showed up, came out, signed the contract, and then of course he showed up again last night on AEW and came out and confronted Kenny Omega. Looked like he was going to get him in his finishing hold, and Don Callis came in and dragged Kenny out by his shoes of the ring and pulled him out of harm's way. So Christian looks like he's going right into a title picture or right into a main event picture, which, hey, listen, it's probably going to be Christian's last run. And why, I mean, if you're going to have him in there, you're not going to bring him in under all this fanfare and have him in, mid card. So yes, he is going to come in. Maybe cool to see what they do with him. Maybe he gets in the ring with Sting at some point, and they do something together, whether it's some kind of tag match or something along those lines. Who knows? But yes, Christian is here. Jeff, what did you think of? Obviously, we know what you thought of it before. So, but I mean, what did you think when Christian showed up? And here's the thing: there was disappointment. There was a lot of disappointment on Twitter. The Twitter machine had a ton of disappointment. I was reading the comments. Oh, it's Christian. Oh, so there's a lot of disappointed people out there when Christian showed up. So just saying.
I mean, the clues were there before the story broke. The clues were there. Hall of Fame worthy, as in not in the Hall of Fame, but definitely should be.
Yep.
My alarm bells went off. I actually love this signing for AEW for a couple of reasons. But I think, one, I think Christian, now that he's been cleared to go, hey, let's see it. If the same people, and I'll just say this, the same people that have a problem with Edge being in the main event of WrestleMania, you can't turn around and then praise this, and vice versa. Okay? So he's going to be in the title picture, whether you like it or not. He's going to be in the title picture. Why? Because he's freaking Christian. And, and that's why a lot of people, when they started throwing out all the different names and all that stuff, it's like, kind of slow down on your expectations, because you're going to build yourself up, but you're going to get let down in a major way. So that's why, for me, I put out there on Twitter what I did about, hopefully people enjoy it, because, it's Christian. I mean, you can say what you want to say. Is he the biggest name? No, to some people. To me, he is. But, there were a lot of things we wanted to see in WWE, but, hey, it worked out for him where he's going to get an opportunity to go out on his own terms and not go out in a way that has him as Edge's sidekick or someone that we see always tied to Edge. The last thing that I'll say is this, because I saw a lot of this on Twitter too, talking about how, Vince dropped the ball on another one and all this and all of that. Here's what I'll say, and I sent this text to Joe earlier. Think of the WWE as the New England Patriots, and think of Vince McMahon as Bill Belichick. You remember all those great teams, all those great free agents that Bill Belichick would sign? One in particular I can think of is Richard Seymour. He was an all-pro defensive tackle. The year after he was all-pro, Bill Belichick traded him to the Raiders. And people were like outraged. Bill Belichick's losing it as a player personnel person. He doesn't know what he's doing. Guess what happened? The Patriots kept winning Super Bowls, and people forgot who Richard Seymour was. Okay? It's the same thing with the WWE. The fans don't want to hear this. I get it. It's a business, okay? You have to make good business decisions. What other 47-year-old professional athletes are at the top of the card in their sport? Go ahead. I'll name them for me. I'll wait. They're not a lot. So you have to look at it from that regard. I know fans aren't going to do that, but at the end of the day, people complain about WWE hoarding talent. They let one go, and then there's a complaint in that regard. So, you can't have it both ways. You got to be fair to both sides. So yeah, that's my little soapbox moment of the week.
Great analogy. Yeah, absolutely. And Rusty said that too. That's a great analogy. Yeah, it is. Look, that's why I made a little comment on Twitter today. Jeff responded to it. I'm glad he did. That's why we try to be the way we are, right? We're not big time. We are not big time. We just hit 1,325 subs. We're not big time. We're not a big, huge channel that has thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. We're just not. And we may never be. And that's okay, right? But what we try to be, as much as we can be, is we try to be fair. And if we see something we don't think is fair, we are going to say it, regardless of who likes it and who doesn't. We can't please everybody. And we're not going to try to, but we're just going to be fair and we're going to be truthful. The other thing that we will say, and that's the comment that I made today on Twitter, for those of you who don't have Twitter, I said that and of course, Jeff, what we want to do here before this is all said and done, and we aren't doing this anymore, is we would love to just get people more together as far as a wrestling community goes. Get people to be a little bit more tolerant of things, not so quick to be angry about it, and just enjoy it. You can like whatever the hell it is you like. You guys are all your own people. And you got to like what you got to like. The fact that we gather here on a Thursday night and talk about all this is awesome. You guys talk to each other in the chat and you like all different shit. That's just how everybody is. So that's what I want to see more than anything in the world. We can be fair about things and still like one another. We cannot like something and yet still be friends. People all over the world are like that. And the same goes for wrestling. Guys, when it all comes down to it, we love this stuff, right? We love this stuff, but it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It's not real life. It's not these people are doing everything in their power to entertain. And no matter what, we laugh, we joke, we get a little snarky sometimes. It's all okay. It's all okay. We all can still be friends regardless. And that's kind of the way I want, right, Conrad? We are all wrestling fans.
Yep.
We're in one big happy umbrella because we all enjoy wrestling. You know, if not, I don't know. I would be doing a Star Wars show or something like that. I don't know. But we're all, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what Jeff and I are trying to convey more than anything else. And I know Conrad said that as well. Conrad said he wants to be a proponent of that too. Listen, we're behind anyone who is a proponent of that. Anyone. Kip Clip says, imagine, Kip Clip's welcome, by the way. Imagine getting in the best shape of your life, coming back after years just to play second fiddle to Edge, be a pawn in whatever story. Yeah, dude, that's true. He's always been Robin to Edge's Batman. That's always been the case. Mm-hmm. So instead of him wanting to be Robin, he can now go to a place where he can be Batman. So fair point. And I'm sure that is probably what he's thinking. Like I said, this is probably his last shot. This is probably his last. Who knows how long he's going to have. So if you're in your last shot, how do you want to go out? You want to go out as Robin? Do you want to go out doing tag matches with Edge and fighting the New Day? Or do you want to be involved in a match with Kenny Omega, who many consider to be, like Jeff said the other night on Impact, one of the best in the world? Meh. Not much of a choice.
Right.
Not much of a choice. Look how The Undertaker went out. He went out his way. You don't think all these wrestlers saw that? You're damn right they did. And now they know, you know what? I want to do that same thing too. So, all right. Well, there, I'm off my little soapbox now too. So now that the soapboxes are out of the way, what do we got? This was a cool moment.
This was a cool moment. Yeah.
Our friend, All Ego Ethan Page. We like this guy from Impact. I think I love the North. The North is a great tag team. We saw many, many great matches that they had when they were in Impact, right? This guy can entertain. He was on both Talking Shopomanias, did a great job both times he was on, did the stuff with the Karate Man. Look, obviously you can see wrestlers sometimes that just have it. They just have it. They have the personality. They have the charisma. They have the look. They have it. And I think he's got it. I really do. I think this guy has got something. And like him or not, he's been involved with the North. He's been involved with some great things when he was in Impact. And he showed up at the ladder match. So came out, obviously it looks like he's going to be a heel. AEW needs some good creepy heels. They got MJF. Yes. Now it looks like Jericho's turning face. And that whole group might be turning face. So who else do you have? Now you got this other group that MJF came up, but he can be a really, really good heel. Now, it totally sucked for him that they effed up that audio. Sucked. That blows. This guy is getting ready. He's saying all his family and friends are going to watch. All his fans are going to watch. They know it's going to be his debut match. More than likely, he's going to win. People figured that he would. And then, we hear basketball audio. That's horrible for him. Tony Khan made it right. He put the YouTube video out, stuck the match out on YouTube, and it wasn't everywhere. You heard it overseas, so they didn't hear that everywhere. It was only the TNT channel here in the United States, and you heard the basketball overplay. It was from Basketball DJ. They had basketball going on in TNT. They had a game going on. They must have mixed signal somewhere. And look, things happen. James said, I marked the F out when he think, it was a cool moment. I think a lot of people expected it. A lot of people kind of thought he was going to be the sixth man. But happy for him. And also, I will always root for people who I feel is a genuinely nice guy. And I think he is. I think he's a genuinely nice person. I think he's going to do well. I think the sky's the limit for him. I know he didn't catch the Sonic the Hedgehog ring that was in the middle of the ring. People are making fun of that, saying Sonic the Hedgehog. I was waiting for somebody to do a GIF of Sonic the Hedgehog coming through the ring. But yeah. But yeah. But I think Ethan Page, Hangman Page, Page and DDP form a fashion called The Book. Oh, clever. I like it. Clever. Hi, Jody. What's up? Andre Hodge, Ethan Page is a superstar. I think listen, Azan says he's going to be a champ in 7 months. I think he's a genuinely good dude. I think he put his time in. He brought tag team wrestling back into the forefront in Impact. They finished very high on the PWI Insider tag team list that came out. And yes, I think he's going to do very well in AEW. Jeff, what about you?
Man, I'm so excited to see this guy in AEW. This fits who he portrays, and they need a slimy heel. They need someone like that there. And honestly, I want to see him, and him chasing that TNT championship. I think I said it the other night. I think he's going to be in that picture by the end of the year. Yeah. I really, really do. Someone brought up Scorpio Sky. I got to give him some love too, because he's at
yep.
I mean, he really has. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Ethan in AEW. Like you said, it sucked for his debut on Dynamite to be the way that it was with the tech issues. But you know what? Just like the stuff that happened on Sunday, things happen.
Yeah, they do.
Things happen. Whenever you have technology, there's an opportunity for things to mess up. It's just the way of, it happens. Okay. When you do stuff like this, it's just bound to happen.
Yep.
But kudos to AEW, like you said, for getting the matchup on YouTube so people could watch it without that, because people need to see this guy. He is a superstar. He is a bona fide superstar, and I really, really want to see him get in and mix it up with some folks that people know, because there's a large population of people that are wrestling fans that don't know Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if done correctly, people will find out and see exactly what we're talking about in his stardom. So,
yep. Jeff, I have no doubt too, he's going to make that audio thing right, because the way he's playing this character, he's already saying they disrespect him. So the fact that he started that, he could come right back next week and say, my first match, I come out, you play audio over my match, you disrespected me. He could easily fix that. And he's got that persona that can do it, because that's the person he's playing. Is, you're not paying attention to me, you're disrespecting me, and again, you disrespected me with the damn audio playing basketball over my match. So again, easy fix. They can easily fix that and bring that back. So, but yeah, man, rocket to the top. I think this guy's got what it takes. I think he could be in a title picture. Let's see him. Somebody brought up, see him wrestle Cody Rhodes. Hey, if Cody wants to push him, certainly he could wrestle him. But I think he will be. I think he will be in the top or near the top very, very, very quickly. So, all right, Jeff, what is up next?
We got to talk about this promo from Peyton Royce.
Oh my goodness!
Holy crap, that promo was amazing.
Who would have thought Peyton had it in her? Good for Peyton, man. When I saw this the other day on Twitter, I think I was at work when I saw it. I literally kind of stepped away, because I'm like, Peyton Royce had a promo, like what, and everybody's kind of talking about this, and it became like a thing. And I went and stepped away, listening to it, and I'm like, wow, holy, people were kind of talking a month or so ago about who is going to go against Asuka. Well, it looks like we know who's going to go against Asuka, and what a promo, like Jeff said, really looked like it came from the heart. A couple times there when she had tears in her eyes. Man, this is the kind of thing, as a wrestling fan, you must admire, because when somebody comes from nowhere, and no one was talking about Peyton Royce, no one. We didn't know where she had been and seen her. and no one was talking about her. And she comes out and delivers this fantastic freaking promo. And now she's right in it. And regardless of whether she's going to be the heel, and I really hate to say this for Asuka, but Asuka needs a change. She needs a change. Something's got to give, because what they're doing with Asuka just isn't doing her any credit. So whether or not it's time for Peyton to hold that title, maybe it is, and maybe it's just time to get Asuka just away from that title picture for a while and get something else started with her, because, listen, they've ignored her. They've kind of pushed her to the side. She needs a refresher. And however you build it, if you want to build it, hey, she took a mandible claw from Alexa, and you want to build it that way, go right ahead. But she needs something good. And look, after seeing this promo, I honestly didn't know what Peyton Royce had, because all I've ever seen of her much was in tag team action and with the Iconics. I didn't know she had this kind of thing in her, and man, oh man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Jeff. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean, she. If you didn't know before, now you know. The in-ring work is there. It was just believable as a single star. And if you watch this, then I don't think you could walk away from it with any other answer than absolutely, she made me a believer. I want to see her in the ring with Asuka challenging for that belt. And Butterspark just made a great point. Less promos like these on Raw Talk, more promos like this on the
app. Why save it for an off show? That's a perfect point. You have a 3-hour freaking Raw. Put promos on the damn show. Thank you. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, instead of Shane McMahon taking 35 minutes.
Oh, that was cringe.
To deliver.
Oh, that was horrible.
Have promos like this on there. I don't want to see, like, I hate the scripted promos. I hate them because you feel, I mean, especially with some wrestlers, it feels robotic. That's what it feels like. So whenever you allow these people to talk freely, you're going to get a good mix of script, but also real emotion, because you can tap into that if you're not tied to a script. And, honestly, it comes down to giving people opportunities. And thank God that Peyton Royce had the opportunity to basically put the internet and everybody in wrestling on notice. She's here. Just give her the doggone ball. Let's see if she can run with it. I believe she can.
I think so too. If it was on Raw, people would hate it just because it's the cool thing to do in the internet. When did hate become cool? When did hate become cool?
I know when, but we're not going to talk about it.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's kind of been brewing. And look, we won't even get into that. That could be saved for another show. Maybe the non-PG stream would be a good place to talk about that. Yeah. But yeah, we could spend a whole show about that. All right. But yeah, look, kudos to Peyton. Excellent promo. We all probably agree it should have been on Raw. Don't save these kind of things for Raw Talk. This is why people are talking about other shows as being better than your show, because the promos that they do, promos take up a big part of shows. And when you have a 3-hour show, damn, man, use the promos in the show. Don't have them on Raw Talk, which hardly anybody probably watches. Put them in the damn show. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, what the hell was that thing with Shane? Like, what the hell was that? You're wasting time. Everybody knew what you were doing. You're wasting time because you're trying to burn time off of a clock, messing around. Nobody had a clue what the hell that was. God, man, just yeah. But anyway, but yeah, kudos to Peyton. Excited. I'm really excited to see what she can bring to the women's division. And speaking of, segue to the women's division, I think we got something in NXT last night about we did. Let me say, NXT was tremendous yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous. And if you were in Tazzy's stream, you would know. Wow, what a show they put on. Regal came out, of course, with the announcements and announced, of course, that he was going to award the women's tag team champions. Now, this was kind of rumored. They talked about it on Busted Open. Bully Ray didn't think it was a good idea. Came out and he said that he doesn't like someone handing off new titles to someone because he said it makes it kind of feel cheap. And he's talking about that there may be too many titles. And he actually, I think, called it props, saying that it almost acts like a prop where it's not important anymore. And he understood how the storylines went, and they kind of got ripped off and got, kind of taken out of the title picture when, they got ripped off by Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Anyway, they awarded the titles. And then a little bit later that evening, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, congratulations to them. They won those women's titles. So it was kind of a handoff, but then they ended up losing them a little bit later on anyway. And Shotzi and Ember are very, very, very popular right now on NXT. So in that respect, they did the right thing. Look, the NXT women, man, oh man, what a women's division they have. They should be proud. They should push it. And what I think, Jeff, here is I think that because we had a few comments on our Twitter saying, well, I had someone say that I don't like it. Because now they're kind of making the WWE women's stuff not feel, like as big as it should. What I think they're doing is I think they're trying to separate NXT from the main roster. That's what I think they're doing. I don't think they want to be looked at as a development show. I think they want to establish their own place. And that's probably coming from Triple H. That's probably coming from Shawn Michaels. That could be coming a little from The Undertaker, because The Undertaker is down there with them, helping them write some things. I don't know if he's actually there, but he's kind of helping them with some stuff. So they may be saying, hey, we're not a development show. And we're not going to do that. We're going to have our own women's tag team titles for this amazing bunch of women that we have on our program, who we are not afraid to spotlight. We want them in main events. We want them in bigger matches. That's what I think they're doing. And why not? Why not? But man, what an NXT last night. Adam Cole versus Balor was amazing. Then we got Karrion Kross showed up right at the end. Oh man, what a good show. What a good show yesterday that they put on. And unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And then we get the other announcement that we're doing a two-day takeover.
Yes.
It'll be called Stand and Deliver. And I can't wait for it. I mean, honestly, Jody and I were texting earlier. We've got to start preparing our voices.
Oh, dear Lord.
Because that week is going to be absolutely nuts.
Yep.
So, listen, NXT, say what you will, they bring a different element, and I enjoy it. I love it. I thought last night's show was great. I went back and watched it today. I watched AEW last night and watched NXT today. So, but I thought it was a tremendous show. And you know what? Instead of folks arguing about the ratings on Wednesday nights, how about let's just get more wrestling fans watching whichever show they choose? Because both shows, in my opinion, deserve to do well over 1 million views. They were both good shows last night. The ending of AEW with MJF turning completely on Jericho, no one saw that coming. No one saw that coming. Everybody, including myself, thought MJF was going to take a beating. I thought he was going to get beat up like nobody's business. And then, boom, he's like, nope, I one-upped you. I started my own group. No one saw that coming.
Nobody. So they had an amazing show as well. You are correct, Jeff. You are right. Who won, guys? Wrestling fans. Wrestling fans won Wednesday night. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. You should be so excited. Dude, I used to get so excited when they would have the wars between WCW and WWE. I would tape one on my asshole VCR. So I taped one on the VCR and I would watch the other. And most of the time I'm switching back and forth. I'm trying not to miss anything. And then, stuff would be going, oh, dude, that's fun. You have a literal Wednesday night smorgasbord of wrestling, which is fantastic. And when they're both good, even better. We win. So yes, I agree, Jeff. Both shows were good. And that's not always the case.
No,
that's not always the case. I tape them a lot of times just for fact finding and stuff like that for the show. And then when there's been many times when I will fast forward through stuff. I don't sit and watch the whole 2 hours. I'll fast forward through things. I didn't fast forward through anything yesterday.
Right.
Nothing. So yeah, NXT TakeOver both nights. More than likely we will be with Tazzy, up to Tazzy, of course, because Tazzy will be the host. And like Jody's saying and Jeff are saying, I have no clue how the hell I'm gonna talk. Trying to freaking call 4 days worth of matches, I will have no voice. I'm gonna have to get some kind of throat lozenges or something because I will have no voice by the end of that weekend. And of course, what we're all expecting to see during Mania, we may lose voices completely. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man. All right. I think that's it.
I had to throw in one other one.
Oh, okay.
Molly Holly was officially announced yesterday for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2021. So
cool.
I had to shout that out because she deserves it. Long overdue.
Yep.
I mean, just glad that she's in there. And I don't know if you saw the clip from the bump, but Shane Helms, the Hurricane, actually was the one that broke the news to her.
Oh, nice.
And he was crying, and it was just a good moment. So it was
awesome.
Good to see.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, why not? Molly deserves it. Again, these women that were before the whole women's movement of today that we have in wrestling, the ones that were the pioneers should get recognized because they were the ones that paved the way for all these other women to be where they are now. And Molly Holly certainly is one of them. So that's, I'm assuming, Jeff, that's then the rest of the class that they were gonna have in last year, right? That they skipped because of COVID. Is that true?
Well, I think they still may announce some other
people. Okay.
For 2021. I think they'll do a combination.
2020, 2021. That's going to be a big show, man. I know that's on a Tuesday. Would have been considered a stream, but like I said, we have Impact that night. We'll have to take a look at that because that's going to be if they're doing both classes, that's going to be a big show. Yeah. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll keep our eyes on it and we'll see if Impact is going to be really like a big show that night. We'll keep our eyes on it. We'll let you know. But that might be a possibility because that's going to be a big Hall of Fame induction. Especially we have the NWO that's supposed to be there, of course, from last year and things like that. So that's going to be a big show. We'll see. We'll let you know. All right. Okay, so that is the news. I think we are headed to our debate segment, are we not?
We are. We're gonna ring the bell right now. And
want to ring the bell? Ding.
Ding.
Oh, like Rocky Balboa. All right. Wait and see. Impact might do a clip show or something up against the big WWE. They might. They might, and if that's the case, then we'll stream it because I wouldn't mind seeing it. I like watching the Hall of Fame anyway, and I'm sure I would later that night. So, Yeah, might not be a bad idea. All right, Jeff, what do we got? Sell or no sell?
All right, WWE should avoid an Asuka versus Charlotte WrestleMania 37 match. Sell or no sell?
Well, there was a little tidbit of news that went out, and I'll call out Big Dan because Big Dan was the one who mentioned it earlier to me. But there was news that went out this afternoon saying that Vince has put the kibosh on a lot of things that were already being done for WrestleMania, this close to WrestleMania. Now, don't be so quick to believe that, because there was a report a little bit earlier, about a month or so ago, saying that he was not at all happy because a lot of things got spoiled for WrestleMania. Mainly, of course, Roman Edge, Bray and Randy, and what am I missing? Drew. No, it wasn't Drew. I can't remember, but there's another. But anyway, he wasn't at all happy about the spoilers that got out there, and then they put a big lockdown on everybody in WWE. So whether this is true, I don't know. It could have just been leaked out there. But should they avoid an Asuka Charlotte match? This was done before. We've seen this before. This is not anything new. The question is do you want Charlotte having the title back? No sell. Mm-mm.
So you're saying that
I think they should avoid. I'm sorry. Yes, they should avoid the match. Yeah, I'll sell it. Yeah, sorry. Yep.
Hold on, my sound.
The milkman messed up the sound. Damn, my milkman.
You know,
look at what. See,
hard acting.
Damn milkman screwed up the whole beginning. The whole entrance got screwed up, and now he's screwing up the damn audio.
Acme, man. That's
freaking milkman.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right. Damn milkman.
I mean, we like we said. I mean, technical difficulties. AEW.
Let me see if I can. I love it. There you go.
I love it.
Oh, screw you, milkman. Screw you. You got it. Yeah, that's right, milkman. Yeah. So yes, they should. I don't need to see this again. I don't need to see Charlotte Flair have the title again. Look, I like Charlotte. I love what she brings to the picture. When she was gone, people missed her. There's no doubt that what she brings to women's wrestling. Do we need to see her have the title again? Because I'm pretty certain at this point they're taking that title off of Asuka. Does it need to be Charlotte? No. Give me something new. And we already had just spoken previously about who we think we want to have in that picture. Now, is Vince going to take a shot with Peyton Royce in a women's main event? I don't know. I think he should. Maybe it'll be a triple threat. Maybe they'll have Charlotte and Asuka and Peyton Royce. And in that respect, I'm hoping Peyton Royce comes out of it with the title. So, but should they have it? Should they avoid it? Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I love it. I'm going to agree. And, for the reasons you said, it's nothing for me. It's nothing against Charlotte. I think she is a great superstar without question.
Yep.
I think they need something different for Asuka because we've seen that match. It was a great match. But you know what I really want to see? I want to see if Peyton Royce can live up to what she did, in that promo. I want to see if she can do the same thing in the ring and really elevate from a single standpoint with Asuka, because we know how great Asuka is in the ring. So I want to see if that's something that we get in that matchup. There are a couple other, directions that you could go in. A lot of people may not like this, but you could throw Shayna Baszler in there somehow. You know what? Naomi. And guess what? Rhea Ripley is debuting soon.
Rhea Ripley is a wild card for sure because, yes, she will debut before WrestleMania.
So, I mean, and yeah, Yeah, I agree. Moto says she doesn't have anything going on with anyone. Yeah, but I mean, at this point, you can. I think, especially with Asuka being injured, I think you can generate heat the way that they're doing with the Raw Talk stuff and that stuff. You don't necessarily have to have a face to face with Asuka to develop something. It can all be about going after the championship, not the person. So
Yeah.
I think that's the angle that they need to play right now. Is instead of trying to develop a feud, I mean, you don't want to microwave a feud between Asuka and someone to get to WrestleMania. I think you have to make it about the pursuit of the belt and who's deserving of it. I want to see, like Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, because they have this obsession with the title, they turn on each other for a little bit for an opportunity to go after that title. And then, if they don't get it, then they, make up. But it's all about the pursuit of the title, because if you make it about the pursuit of the title, then you bring relevance back to that title. Because let's be honest, WWE has not done right by Asuka or that title for a very long time. So they need to make that title feel prestigious again. How do you do that? You throw a bunch of female superstars into the pot. They all want to fight for this stuff and get this title, because that's what drives them. That's how you elevate that title again.
Yep. Yeah. Great point. C said, I would have Charlotte on Raw demand the title match, have Rhea debut. Charlotte versus Rhea at Fastlane. Winner faces Asuka. Let Rhea beat Charlotte. Yeah, I mean, look, Rhea and Charlotte faced off last year. They had a great match at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea is more than likely going to be in that picture. Hayden says, out of the blue, fun fact, drinking normal tea for the first time. It's actually not bad. You're drinking sweet, like, is it sweetened tea or is it just like regular tea? I like tea, actually. I get tea a lot in the morning. Yeah. I'm not a coffee drinker. I drink a lot more tea than I do coffee. Yeah. Okay. What is up next?
Since everybody else does this, we've got to do it. Let's just get it out of the way for this year. So CM Punk will return to wrestling in 2021, Joe. Sell or no sell?
I'm going to no sell this. But I'm going to no sell it with a caveat, though. If Tony Khan gets somebody else big in AEW at some point, now I'm talking like a big signing at some point. Like if he would turn around and somehow get Brock Lesnar. Now I don't think it's going to happen, but if he turned around and did that, then maybe, because at that point, I think then Vince starts to get a little desperate, and I think he might back that Brinks truck up to CM Punk's house. But will he return in wrestling? I don't, honestly, in my heart, I don't think so. Every time there's a return coming, CM Punk's name comes up, and I really just listen. He's not getting any younger. He made it clear that he wanted it out years ago, that he didn't want to do it anymore. He went into MMA fighting, didn't have a really good, a lot of success there, but he's involved in other things. He likes hockey a lot. I just don't see it. I don't think he returns, and I think we kind of need to stop with the CM Punk things, because I really don't think it's going to happen. Hey, I kind of thought there was a shot at Impact as well, like anybody else did. But I think we're at the point now where we just kind of need to pull back on that thing. And I really don't think that CM Punk's going to show up in wrestling anytime soon. Jeff, what about you?
No sell. And for all the reasons that you named, so I don't have to go much into it, but can I be real honest with you for a minute?
Yep.
I really don't care. I mean, I hate to say it that way.
Yeah.
But, if it happens, it happens. It's been so long at this point that it's like, you know what? Whatever. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, I'm cool with that too. Because, again, it would only end up being a power play because one company signs someone big, and then it's like, okay, well, let's just do this because I mean, like, honestly, he's a great talent. He was great at what he did. I just really don't give a crap at this point in 2021 whether CM Punk ever wrestles again or not. I just don't. So, would it be cool? Absolutely, but I mean, I could take it or leave it at this point.
So the more time goes by, the less people are going to give a damn because the more you stop thinking about him. And look, I mean, it's true. And yeah, sure. Would it break the internet if he showed up tomorrow? Of course it would. But the longer it goes, the longer it's going to be. Well, when have we seen this guy in a ring last? Somebody said something about him being on commentary. Yes, I could see that. I could maybe see that he would come back and do a commentary work. But I think we just got to back off the CM Punk stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. I've been saying that before. There was a lot of people that thought CM Punk was going to show back up in WWE because he was on backstage, and it never happened. It never happened. They had that big debut for him on there, but he kept telling people he was working for Fox. He wasn't working for WWE, and it was true. Nobody wanted to listen to him or believe him, but that was the truth. He was not working for WWE, and I legit don't think he wants to. So I agree, Jeff. I think we just gotta pull back the reins on that kind of stuff. So I don't think he's gonna show up.
Yeah.
All right, man. What's next?
Man, I've opened myself up now. I'm gonna get hate from the Punk fans now, so it's all good. I can take it. I can take it. All right, number 3, title versus title match at Rebellion will be good for wrestling. Man, I cannot wait to talk about it.
Wow, this is a tough one. Because see, the kicker to this one is you don't know where it's going to go. If they are going to, if something good comes out of this for Impact, then yes, obviously it will be good for wrestling. If this is all about giving Kenny belts, then no, it won't be. Because then you're taking a belt away from Impact. This is a really tough question.
It is.
This is making us predict the future a little bit here. I'm going to say yes.
You gonna sell it?
I'm going to sell it. And I love it. And I'll explain it this way. As I said before, when we talked about this earlier, I don't think that Don Callis is just going to say F Impact. And so I'm going to hold out hope. And I hate to do this because we're almost like we're awarding this to Moose over Swan. Swan's a great athlete too. Don't get me wrong. But the push that Moose is getting, okay, if you have watched Impact with us, the push that he's getting, the trajectory that he is on, the whole confrontation in the back with Don Callis, let's not forget that little tidbit as well. He had a little tiny confrontation with Don Callis in the back. Don Callis was saying, I know you. I know what you can do. I know who you can be. And then he had the match when he was in the ring with Kenny Omega already. I think that Moose wins this match on Saturday. And I mean, we've been saying that for a while. Mm-hmm. And I think it's Moose Omega. Now, the question then becomes, and it was already in the chat, does Tony Khan allow Kenny to drop that title to someone in Impact? I'm going to say, just for the sake of saying it, and there are others out there that are saying this too, I think yes, I think he does. And I think that because, look, when you lose to a dude like Moose and the run he has been on, you're not losing to some chump. You're not losing to some guy that nobody could think could beat Kenny Omega. You're losing to, now, if he doesn't, like Jeff said earlier as well, maybe something funky happens. Maybe Callis gets involved and saves Kenny, and somehow it ends up in a no contest. And then we go to what we were talking about, this bigger event maybe, that may be later in the summer. Maybe that's what will happen. Maybe we get shenanigans and nobody loses anything. So maybe that's what occurs. We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens. But do I think it will be good for wrestling? Ultimately, I'm a believer. So I believe there's a storyline here. And I believe that they are working to something bigger, something much bigger even than an Impact pay-per-view. That's what my belief is. That's what I'm sticking by. So yes, I think it will be good for wrestling because, guys, whether you like it or not, and I know a lot of you are WWE guys, and that's cool, this is fantasy wrestling. This is fantasy booking. This is stuff that we never, ever thought we'd see, regardless of what companies are doing it. This is fantasy wrestling, so I think it's going to be good for wrestling because I think it changes the atmosphere. So go ahead, Jeff.
Listen, I think let me start here.
I love it.
And since I forget how long ago it was, but I went out on a limb and I made some bold statements about this, and I would look really foolish if I went back on that now. I think that this is good for professional wrestling. The reason why I think it's good for professional wrestling is, guess what? A small show like ours is talking about it. And guess what? A lot of the big shows have been talking about since Tuesday. That very announcement. That puts eyes on the products. Period. Win for the fans. But when it comes to how this thing is played out, I think there are a couple different things that can happen here. And if you really want my honest opinion, I think Moose walks away with the titles. He either walks away with both or we get a non-finish at Rebellion. That's what I think in terms of that. Two things can happen. One, I think that Moose and Don Callis may be working together. Find out in the end. Because, Don Callis said some things to Moose, and, it looked like it got Moose's attention. Watch that. The other thing I think is AEW has been doing a lot of trolling of Impact, and it's gotten so annoying. And I thought about this last night. I said, holy crap. They're working heel right now. They're doing a good job. They're getting me to hate them, which is what they're supposed to do. Why? Because everything needs to be a crap on Impact. So when Impact picks up a win, we root for Impact. We cheer for Impact. Why? Because maybe they're the little engine that could. Maybe no one gave them a chance, and then all of a sudden, Moose takes everything away from them. That could be the story that we're seeing develop.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. I look, stranger things have happened, guys, in wrestling. And the thing is, we don't know. We don't know what this is playing out to be because this is uncharted territory. We have not seen this. Two people in the comments, Conrad and I think Big Dan, had said this is like territory days. It is. Mm-hmm. And think about that. You guys that are younger that are in the chats don't remember the territory days, but guys, people like Ric Flair carried several belts from the territories. He went around to these other places. These wrestlers went from one territory to another, and they took belts from all these other territories. Yes, that could very well be what they're trying to bring back. And if that is kind of what they're going to do, well, hey, before the whole WWF started and the conglomerate became what it was. The territories were what was out there. So maybe being a study of the wrestling business, maybe these other owners, Tony Khan involved, are saying, well, you know what? We can't probably beat you, but we're going to go back to how it was, old school. We're going to form all these other little groups. That's how we're going to take you on, but we're going to take you on as one, or take you on together. Mm-hmm. And the NWA would fit right in, because the NWA was one of those territories years ago. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, hey, like I said, can it turn the other direction? Can we be wrong? Sure. Can it be? And there's no evidence, like Jeff just said, there's no evidence to say that we're seeing anything, any kind of a gain right now for Impact, because we haven't. You haven't seen anything. You've seen, in fact, Moxley trashed Impact last night too, and it pissed me off. Moxley came out and, when they talked about the explosion, blame Impact. Well, it's like, where the frick did that come from? I was pissed. I came on the thing. I was putting up tweets. I was like, fuck him. I was like, what is he? What is that? Impact has nothing to do with it.
You sent me that text, and I was like, oh, boy.
Dude, I was pissed off. I was like, what? But see, when you look at a bigger picture, like Jeff was saying, are they being the slimy heel? Are they being the ones that are picking the face up? And is the face, guys, when you have a gigantic heel, and look at how many people that are holding belts right now in these companies that are bigger than life heels. Kenny Omega, slimy heel. Roman Reigns, different kind of heel, right? You have these big heels holding titles. What do these heels do for wrestling? They build up the face. Yeah. They build up the face, that underdog face. And how cool is it when that underdog face comes up from the ground and overcomes all odds and beats that big old heel that's been on top for so long? That is an age-old storyline in wrestling, guys, and it works every time. Every time. Every time. You've seen it over and over and over again, and they keep going back to it because it works. And if that's what they're doing with a company and a large picture, sweet. Because that everybody will be like, oh yeah, the big, how shocked are people going to be if Impact wins that belt, and if Moose wins that belt and takes those belts off of that unbeatable Kenny Omega? Yep.
That says a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So good call. Yeah, good call. Great chat, everybody, by the way, tonight, too. Thank you all for your comments and stuff like that, man. You guys are on point. You guys are on point, even after we swerved you all. Well, maybe we didn't swerve you all, but hey, we could pretend. All right, Jeff, what's next?
All right, man. So, speaking of Impact, we've got a little something coming up this weekend.
We do.
And it's Sacrifice. And, man, this is going to be a good card.
Yeah, it is. And I'm going to freaking miss Decay. I know they are going to stick Decay on the damn pre-show again. I'm not going to be happy.
Scott D'Amore listens to the show and he secretly hates you.
Yeah, Scott D'Amore, really. Like, Scott. All right, Scott, Scott. Don't put damn Decay on the pre-show. I can't watch it. I want to watch it. I want to call the match. Don't put Decay on the pre-show. All right. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a great show. There are titles on the line. ODB is getting a title shot. How cool is that? Against Deonna Purrazzo. We've got Jordynne Grace and Jazz. What a packed show that has become. We have got some amazing matches. Not even, we mentioned the Swan Moose thing, which is going to be the main event. This is going to be a great show. Eyes are going to be on it now, and I think Conrad mentioned that too. Eyes are on it now because of what happened on on Tuesday of last week. So eyes are going to be on this show. And yes, you're going to get people watching. And I absolutely think that this is going to be a great show. You guys need to come out. If you are Impact fans, if you have not watched Impact, come out and watch it with us. Give it a shot. You may really see what you have been missing. Great stuff. They have done fantastic over the past year and a half or so that I've been watching. I love it. It is really one of my favorite shows of the week to watch. Tazzy can attest. He's on with us. Of course, Jeff is the one who told me to watch it, and I don't regret any of it. I think it's fantastic, and I am really, really happy with what they do. And I don't think this will be any different. I think this is going to be an amazing pay-per-view on Saturday. So make sure you join us. Did they give a time yet, Jeff? Did they announce? Is it 7 or is it 8?
I believe it's 8.
I wonder if they're going to do a pre-show then.
Well, I was going to go over the match card because I think they kind of have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we got Havoc and Nevaeh versus Tenille and James Chadwick's favorite person.
Caleb with a K.
We've got Decay versus Reno Scum. We've got Violent by Design versus Chris Sabin and James Storm. And I'm pretty sure Jake something will be a part of that. We've got Eddie Edwards versus Brian Myers. TJP versus Ace Austin. Fire and Flava versus Jordan Grace and Jazz. Deonna Purrazzo versus ODB for the Impact Knockouts Championship. We've got the Good Brothers defending against Finjuice for the Tag Team Championships. And folks, do not be surprised if there is a title change there.
Yep.
You're starting to see the Good Brothers a little bit more on AEW.
Yep.
And I believe once New Japan starts back up, you'll see them a good bit there. And obviously, you know, the one that we're talking about, Rich Swann against Moose for a unification match, which is going to be huge. So I can't wait. Let me see if I can find the times, but I cannot wait.
We'll let you know when we're going to start. If they end up having a pre-show, they'll probably have a pre-show match. We might have to start it a little bit earlier. If so, that will be Tazzy and Jeff will be starting it out with you guys, and then I'll be along as soon as I can get out of work and speed home. So we'll get back to you on exactly what time we will have as soon as we figure that out. As soon as we find that, we'll get that out to you. But yeah, Sacrifice is going to be awesome. Don't miss it. If you're an Impact fan, if you come to our Impact streams on Tuesdays, make sure you're there. And if you are new to our channel, come in and check it out if you've never watched Impact before. Now, remember, guys, you have to have Impact Plus. Maybe not, because there may be some technical glitches and you may end up getting to watch it free, as this happened several times. But if you don't, you need Impact Plus to watch this pay-per-view. So make sure that you have it. If you have never subscribed to Impact Plus before, you will get a free month. So make sure that you go and get it and come and join us on Saturday for what should be a great show. And we will see what happens in that big main event and what we were talking about a lot tonight, and what goes down from there. All right. Very good. So that's what to watch for. Obviously, that's what we've got coming up. And what we've got coming up next is our favorite moments of the week, I believe.
That's right. Favorite moments of the week. Yeah, let's get right into it, man.
Moda's talking about Linda Blair. Moda's trying to bust me because everybody knows that I don't like contorted women. I met Linda Blair, by the way, at a convention, at a horror con in New Jersey. I used to go to a convention called Chiller. I used to go quite a bit in the days that I would dress up as all different kind of Jasons when I would go. And Linda Blair was one of the celebrities that were there once, and I met her, and she is a wonderful person. Very, very nice person. She talks about that a lot, and she talks about how that really kind of messed her up because she was very young when she did that movie, and the things they made her do in it. If you've seen it, you know. But yeah, so Linda Blair is is fantastic. But yes, do I like those scenes from her in that movie? No. Will I ever like them? No. So yes. Anyway, okay. Jeff, what was your number 3?
All right, man. My number 3 moment of the week, and we talked about it already, but I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. Peyton Royce. That was amazing, and I'm really, really, really happy that she got that opportunity. Now let's see it turn into something. Let's see it actually mean something and have her get an opportunity, even if it's against Charlotte on Raw. I mean, that's something, you know. So. Yeah.
You know, I don't get to now. I wasn't feeling well last night. I messed up something in my back. I wasn't feeling well. So I had to normally have a podcast on Wednesdays that I do, and I wasn't feeling up to it. I was kind of laying down a lot, but I got to watch wrestling on Wednesday. So I'm going to theme this one, and I'm going to go with some Wednesday stuff because I don't ever usually get to talk about it much because I don't get to watch it sometimes until much later. But I'm gonna kind of theme my stuff around Wednesday. So my number 3 moment was from NXT, and Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon winning those women's tag team titles. I love both of them. I've always been an Ember Moon fan. She's worked her ass off to get back from where she was to get where she is now. Some people saying she'd never come back. And kudos to her. And I absolutely love Shotzi Blackheart. The energy she brings, I love her gimmick. I love the tank stuff. I really, really love her. And I have a funny feeling one or both of them aren't going to be down in NXT for very long. They'll get pulled up. Shotzi probably sooner than Ember, but yeah. So enjoy them while they're down there. The women of NXT are amazing, and congrats to Shotzi and Ember. Love both of them, and I think they will represent those new shiny new women's tag titles very well in NXT. And you guys know I when I see things that kind of make me mark out a little, that's what I vote in this. And that was one of my moments that made me mark out a little bit this week. So there you go. What's your number 2, Jeff?
Number 2 moment of the week for me was the big announcement on Tuesday night. Not because of Kenny Omega being involved, but the fact that we've got Moose and Rich Swann doing battle to unify the titles, and people are actually interested in seeing this. And, honestly, however we got there with people watching it is one thing. I'm sure people will not be happy with that. I know a lot of people aren't, but hey, this is going to be great Saturday night. And if you haven't been keeping track of Moose over the last year, you didn't see this coming. But if you have, you've seen this coming. You've seen Moose continue to elevate himself into this picture, and now he's here. And I think I do think he's going to win Saturday. I think once that happens, the sky's the limit for this guy.
Yeah. J-Hub, get your mind out of that gutter. Get your mind out of the gutter. Come on. Get your mind out of the gutter. Wrestling Lane, you too. Get your mind out of the gutter. That's not what I meant. You know what I meant. I meant NXT. And yes, I really shouldn't refer to it that way, I guess. Because, again, they're trying to work out of that whole development thing. So, yeah, it shouldn't be down there. It should be from NXT. Sorry. I'm not drinking anything. Oh, what am I drinking? Diet cream soda. There you go. Polar Diet cream soda. It's really good, by the way. Okay, so my number 2, and again, I'm taking some things from Wednesday because I don't get to watch Wednesday wrestling a lot. So my number 2 was the end of AEW because, again, I did not see it coming. When I watched it, I'm like, okay. they caught him red-handed. They got the video. Sammy Guevara. Everybody thought Sammy Guevara was going to turn on Jericho, so that was kind of a swerve too. And then he came out like the good soldier and brought him the film and said, "Hey, look at this." And he showed him all the, what was going on, everything. And then all of a sudden, okay, the jig was up. MJF kind of skulked away into the corner. Jericho was like, "You really think we don't talk? You really think?" I thought it was a good little segment. I really did. I thought it was a good little. And then MJF said, "I wasn't trying to take over your group, Chris. I wasn't trying to do that." And you know why? Because I made my own. And then boom, we get FTR, we get our FTR, FTW. I get confused, but we get them. We get Wardlow. Wardlow is a big freaking guy, man. Wardlow is a big dude. Holy cow! Like you don't see a lot of time. You see that guy in suits.
Yeah,
he is a big load of a guy, man. He is huge. And you saw Tully Blanchard was there, and Sean Spears is there as well. And then and they put Jericho through the table. Now, yes, there was a little bit of a thing at that. You kind of saw the airbags. You saw the airbags when Jericho went through the table. Yeah. So, but I mean, hey, I thought it was good. I liked how they did it. Good storytelling. Nobody really saw it coming. I don't think. I certainly didn't. And I thought it was really, really well done. And you can't really ask for anything more than that. That's going to be a big feud now. You're going to see Jericho and his crew are probably going to be faces now, and you're going to see them go up against this group of MJF. So eventually this is going to lead to a one-on-one with MJF and Jericho. That's where it's going. And again, my dog liked it too.
Yeah.
Marley liked it too. Yes. She's barking. She liked it so much. But yes, so that was my number 2 moment of the week. And my dog is not going to stop barking until my family gets in the house. So you guys are just going to have to deal with barking. All right, Jeff, what was your number 1 moment of the week?
All right, man. My number 1 moment of the week. I'm going to start it out just like this. Well done, AEW. Thank you for main eventing a women's match.
Oh, yes.
Next week, we are going to get Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker main eventing in AEW Dynamite. It's about time. I'm thankful for this. So now you're starting to fulfill on some of those promises. I'm not saying that you haven't on any others, but now we're starting to see you highlight the women a little bit more, and it's great. And I'm glad that you're doing it. I will be paying attention to that match because that's a match that needed that type of stage, honestly. So kudos to AEW for doing this because it needed to be done. If other promotions, and you know what, I'm not even talking about WWE. I'm talking about Impact. If Impact can do this on a relatively consistent basis, then you can do it. I mean, it's only been a year, I mean, you can do it. Take the gloves off. These women are excellent. Let them do their thing and let them shine. And there's been a women's revolution in wrestling across the board now for years. Okay? Catch up. You're the new kid on the block. Catch up.
Yep.
Like, don't just make this a one-time thing. Don't just do it because you got people like us and people on Twitter griping and complaining that you haven't done it yet. Don't make this a one-time thing.
Agreed. Agreed. And yeah, great point. Great point. It's about, like everybody said, it's about time. It's about time. It's got to happen. If you want to grow, that is the way you must grow. Period. That is the way you have to grow. So I agree. All right, man, this was tough. I can't forget about Alexa, the thing with her, and the fact that you have now maybe Pinhead's box with Alexa. I mean, that's always going to be good stuff, but we know what we're getting with that. I'm going to go with my number one being the main event of NXT, Finn Balor versus Adam Cole. Wow, what an amazing match. And of course, we saw as soon as Finn stepped back, I knew what it was going to be. Although I didn't expect it to be Karrion Kross, I thought it was going to be Scarlett. I really thought Scarlett was going to be the one in back of him with the hourglass. That's how I kind of thought it was going to be. But it looks like they may be backing away from that a little bit. It looks like Kross is kind of backing away from the supernatural stuff a little bit. We'll see, but it looks like that may be the case. But we are getting Balor against Kross. More than likely, that'll be at one of the 2-night event of Takeover, probably a main event, I would imagine. That was really cool to see. And that was just a fantastic match. Of course, we know where Adam Cole is going. He's going to have a match with his former partner, who he took quite the beating from after the match was over. So that's where that's heading. So we know where we're going with NXT, and it was a fine show last night. Really, really fun to watch. But yeah, that was my number one. I love the entire match. I love the way Finn Balor has really shown some things down there. And I haven't gotten to see a lot of Finn other than when he was on the main roster of WWE, but that guy was in New Japan for quite a bit too. So I didn't get to see him wrestle a lot. Boy, is he impressive. I honestly didn't think he was this kind of a grappler because I have not seen him do it, but man, can he wrestle. That match that he had with Pete Dunne, and then this one too. That's the one thing about NXT is they do some pure wrestling there, where you don't see a lot of the, as opposed to AEW. And again, not saying it's bad, not saying it's not good, because if you like it, great. But AEW's got a lot of the high spots. They do a lot of the spots. They do a lot of the off the rope things. They do a lot of the, these guys kind of get down and gritty. And that's kind of what I like. I still like, and sometimes I forget because I don't get to watch it as much, but when you look at the NXT ring, it kind of looks like they're in an underground thing almost, doesn't it? Like with the appearance of it, and it almost kind of looks like they're like that ring would be in like a scummy kind of an underground building with so they play on that, and I like it. But yeah, man, kudos to Balor and Cole, of course, and where we see him going now, it looks like we're getting Karrion Kross coming back after that title that he never lost. So, yep. But there you go. See that, and that's to my point earlier. I got to watch both shows in not a good way, but I got to watch both shows, and I enjoyed both shows. Go figure. Yep. Go figure. Just saying. Yep. Just saying. Oh, man. Like I said, guys in the chat, you've been awesome tonight. I am very, very sorry we couldn't do the welcome and everything like that. We just had that thing to go. Rusty said he's still pissed, Jeff. He said he's still mad. Said he was expecting explosions. He's still mad.
Sorry, man. Next time I'll go with a different company.
And I'll make sure my milkman stays out of the way. I'm going to take him out. He might be 85 years old now, but I'm taking him out. I'm going to take him out. All right, man. What have we got next? I think we've got a lighter side to finish up, and then we've got Jesse Calynn.
Yeah. So Jesse, you tune up the band, and we'll do this.
The lighter side of the ring. Yes, we told you we were going to do this. And yes, Jesse kind of this will be Jesse's little way of getting ready. We'll talk about something a little bit less controversial in the business of wrestling. And this is where we will do it every single week. The lighter side of the ring. Before we do, and because this is kind of getting toward the end again, we're a little bit long tonight. I get it. There's just so much to talk about, and I apologize for keeping you late. But before we get into that, reminder: next podcast is not a podcast. It's an anniversary celebration. We will be our 1-year anniversary on the 16th. Isn't that weird? 316. Austin 316 says it's the Insiders Wrestling anniversary. Yes, so we have our anniversary show next Thursday at 9 p.m. I'm not going to say don't be late. You could be late. Don't miss it. It should be a lot of fun. It's just going to be, we're just going to mess around. It's just going to be a very light kind of a thing. We're going to have everybody here. We'll have Tazzy here. We'll have Jody here. We'll see if Brandy can make it. We're going to have some reappearances. We're going to have Kyle Scarborough. Everybody's sharing the artwork again. Kyle's teasing us. There was another dude. That one today. That was some creepy ass shit.
Yeah.
That was some creepy stuff, man. That was some creep. I mean, you had a head like turned almost like, that was creepy.
Yeah.
Dude, that was creepy. But yes, Kyle will be here. We have other people. I know Gary Cassidy said he's going to try to be here, or he's going to send us a video of some sort. So we'll have something from Gary, who we haven't seen in a while. We have other people who said they're going to join us as well. We may talk to, I think, Marie Shadows. We might have some other, hey, anybody who wants to come be a part. We can bring you on video. We can have some people come in here and talk to us. It's going to be a free-for-all next week. So you guys can talk about whatever you want in the chat. We'll talk to you about whatever you want in the chat. But we'll just have a grand old time to celebrate our 1 year. Man, I can't believe it's
crazy, man.
I can't believe it. 1,325 subs later, almost 2,700 followers on Twitter, we're one away, I think, from 100 on Twitch.
Yep.
And then the Facebook stuff too. Guys, thank you so much. And we'll be doing a lot of thank youing next week on our show as well, because again, wouldn't be here without you. Be here without you. So, okay, lighter side of the ring, Jeff. What's our topic?
We're going to talk about Reginald. Because why not? Why not?
Oh, he does bring a smile to your face, doesn't he? This guy's funny. He's got a background with the Cirque du Soleil. And so he's got the athleticism, he's got the look, he's coming down after these women, right? He's got that little bit of like that slyness to him, that old style, like 80s slyness that he kind of thinks he's like he thinks he's the ladies man, right? Remember that movie Ladies Man? He kind of thinks he's the ladies man. And he's coming down after, and they're kind of all just like, hey, get out of my face. Just get out of my face. But now you got Nia Jax. He wooed the wrong person. He wooed Nia Jax, and now Nia Jax thinks he's fantastic, and she's carrying him around like a rag doll. So, this is funny stuff. Vince digs this kind of stuff. He just does. He likes these kind of things. You always have people that are in WWE that are kind of like this. They're like comic relief. R-Truth does it fantastically. And Vince just likes this stuff. And I think it's funny. It's exactly what we're talking about. It's a lighter side of the ring. It's funny to see. He's getting involved with the women's matches. And at some point, he'll probably be, we maybe see him wrestle at some point. But this is kind of how they're leading him into it. So, I think it's funny. Look, it makes you laugh. It's a good comedy moment when you see him come down, and I think it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's some of the comments in here.
I'm seeing it a lot about Nia's. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean,
yes. Save that for the non-PG stream.
Real, yeah, we can talk about that then. No, I mean, I like Reggie. I mean, it's so funny because he's this tiny little guy, and he wears these clothes that I would not be caught dead in.
No socks, too, Jeff. He's bringing back like the no socks of the 80s.
I know, no socks and dress shoes, and so oh my God. But he makes things fun, and you know what? he keeps getting the crap kicked out of him and getting fired, and and now Nia Jax is gonna carry him around like a stuffed animal, and that's fine. I'm happy to get this because you got to have a break from all the serious stuff from time to time. For every Sheamus and Drew McIntyre story, you got to have something like this to balance it all out. So,
yes. And let's not forget to mention Mr. Randy Orton, who's got a little bit of a lighter side to him too, and Soulja Boy going at it constantly on Twitter. Although that's not very light. I think Randy's really taking that seriously and going after him. So I mean, and yeah, like Jeff said with Sheamus and Drew, man, those pictures of those men's backs, good Lord, was that nasty. Don't ever say that these guys don't go through hell, because man, oh man, all of those like scars and bruises and everything, that looked brutal. Big Dan saying, I want to see Reggie try and flirt with Alexa backstage to see incurs the ire of the Fiend. And the Fiend and what? Oh, and runs faster than Shaggy running from a Scooby-Doo villain. That'd be funny. That would be funny. Johnny Bates. Hello, Johnny Bates. How are you tonight?
Bates, guess what? If you just joined us, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get a promo cut on you because we hit 1325 and we're doing our non-PG stream. So I hope you got an extra pair of drawers because I'm going to make you crap the ones that you have on.
Oh, that's right. Jeff's going to cut a promo. That's right.
Yep.
We guys did have a deal. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Look out, Johnny Bates. Look out. Look out. He says, oh, my God, yes, finally. All right, Jesse, you are up. It is your time of the night, and we're going to get out of here soon. While Jesse is warming up the band, before we do, don't forget to join us for, of course, Sacrifice on Saturday. We will let you know exactly what time that'll be. Don't forget either to vote for which TNA pay-per-view you want to see us do for the non-PG stream. Leave it in the comments below the video. If not, leave it in comments over on Twitter when I put the post up a little bit later on. Let us know which pay-per-view you would like us to do the watch along for that non-PG stream. What else we got? Tazzy, of course. Don't forget to join Tazzy tomorrow night for his after party. And then, of course, we get back into then next week, and we will have our usual schedule of Abby's window on Monday. Don't forget to join Jody for that. That will be a lead into the go home show for Fastlane, and we're going to maybe get a what's in the box moment on Raw. We'll see. Then, of course, Tuesday night is Impact. That will be a follow-up to Sacrifice and see where they're going next. And then, of course, our anniversary special is next Thursday night at 9 p.m. So there you go. That is what we've got coming up. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you go ahead and do that. Thank you very much for getting us to 1325. And if you would please like this video before you head out for the evening. Joe after party says Eric Travis. Non-PG, very sweary, Joe. Very sweary. Yeah. Well, I was a little non-PG very earlier, but thankfully Jeff edited me out.
Yeah. Sure.
I was not happy. I was not happy.
He would have made Samuel L. Jackson blush.
Yep, I would have given Sam a run for his money earlier tonight. All right, Jesse, where are you? Where are you? Is Jesse even with us? I don't even know.
She was.
Yeah, Jesse was in the chat. Jesse.
5 jokes.
Jesse. Oh, there we go. Okay, she's here. All right. It's been proven alligators can live up to 100 years, so there's a very good chance they will see you later. Moda's getting in the act. Moda's getting in on the act. Oh, man. What a crazy world, isn't it? Here we go. Number 1. What did the egg say to the frying pan? You crack me up. Oh, super cheesy. She's calling it super cheesy this week. We have themes now. Last week was a little dark. Last week was a little dark.
I got like murder vibes from that.
Yeah, it was a little dark. Yeah. All right. Here's number 2. I recently decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. All it was doing was gathering dust. Really sucks, huh? See, wrestling's starting to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Jesse's saying this week is a mix. A mix. Okay. Like a mix of songs and stuff. All right. Mixtape of jokes. Mixtape of Jesse's greatest hits. Why do bunnies love to go out for breakfast? Or where do bunnies love to go out for breakfast? Pancakes, IHOP. Oh, clever, Gus. Clever. Oh. All right, here's number 3. What kind of tea is hard to swallow? Reality. Oh, and that tea that Ramblin' Rabbit was drinking.
Yeah.
That was very hard to swallow, too.
Yeah.
Arsenic tea is never good. Don't ever drink arsenic tea. All right, greatest hits. Wow, oh my goodness! Everybody's laughing now. Everybody's laughing. All my jokes are non-PG. Well, save those for that stream, James.
Yeah.
Save those for that stream. We should be getting some word too about Talking Shop 3. I'm imagining. I think that's probably just coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Number 4. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they have honeycombs. Jesse, these are cheesy. Yes, these are cheesy. Reality. LOL. Sonny says. Hello, Sonny. By the way. DJ Kryptonok says, I got a joke. AEW's big explosion on pay-per-view. Well, that was a joke depending on who you ask about it.
Yeah.
When are we getting Chris Bay on the show? Sapphire, we'd love to. I DM'd them a few times, but it's those guys are busy. They're taping and stuff now. So, all right, here's number 5. Thief broke into my house last night. He started searching for money, so I woke up and started searching with him. Hayden Garrett says LMAO. Butterspark 9.5 out of 10 Bs. Damn, says DJ Vitazzi. Moda says, I'm like George Costanza. I hit that high note and then it's good night, everyone. Yes, there you go. Jesse's jokes gave us more explosion than you. They did.
It's true.
I'm blaming the milkman.
Wile Coyote, I'm coming for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. The milkman and Wiley, damn them both. They ruined it. They ruined the whole thing. They ruined it. See, what you guys are going to remember? You're going to remember the entrance. That didn't happen.
That's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with us. Really, really, really appreciate it. We had a pretty good crowd in here for our podcast, and we appreciate you being out for that. We thank you very much for coming out. Love you. You came out for the joke that you were on time early. That was really, really fun to see. Appreciate you guys. Really, really appreciate you coming out watching the show. Make sure you join Tazzy for his after party tomorrow. Make sure you join us for Sacrifice on Saturday. It's going to be a great Impact show, and we'll get the time out for you. Make sure you go and throw up don't go throw up. Make sure you go put comments below the video about what pay-per-view you want us to do for the non-PG stream. I'll also put it up on Twitter, and you can go and put it up there as well, whichever you prefer. And of course, make sure that you like the video on your way out. Would really, really appreciate that as well. All right, guys, we are out of here. As always, stay safe. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your Wrestling Friday. I know SmackDown is on, so enjoy that. And we hopefully will see you on Saturday night for Impact Sacrifice. Take care, everybody. Good night.